Blast me to the mortal realms. It's time for the Mad Merlins review of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer, issue 46 by Hachette Artworks and Warhammer. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer video review. And today we are looking at issue 46, and it brings us the Sylvaneth Branchwych there. A shepherd of the trees, pretty much. She's a really cool figure. Carries around a giant spiritual scythe and has a little biter grub ally there to help defend her in battle. We also learn about science and sorcery and the Night Haunt. So before we dive into the issue, don't forget to, of course, give this video a like if you are enjoying the content, and if you are, please do consider subscribing as it helps the channel grow, and we are close to 500 subscribers. So stay tuned for more information on a special 500 subscriber video as and when it comes. Should hope to be soon. We are getting really close. Finally then, don't forget to of course check all the links in the video description down below, including the Mad Merlins Patreon, where I am currently posting regular updates for you all, as well as a few bonus videos as well. So with all that out of the way, let's dive into issue 46, the last issue of this delivery. But we are ending on a pretty cool model anyway, so let's have a look. Right, here we go. Issue 46 underway. And we have just a single little sprue with our Branchwych. Really cool model. I've built one of these previously for the Mortal Realms Premium Kit 2. And yeah, I actually have a slightly different colour guide in there. So if you've got multiples of these, good idea to help differentiate each one by painting the biter grub in a different colour, which we'll get into when we get around to the paint guide. And then of course we've got our issue. So science and sorcery, both are pretty similar. We learn about the Branchwych, and we have a page all about the Night Haunt. So first off, we'll zoom in and have a closer look at that frame, and then we'll start going through our issue. So here's our frame. As I said, it is literally one little frame and 11 little components. So pretty fun model to build. Nice detail. You could, if you wanted to, swap out this head with any of the heads from the Dryad frame. If you've got any spare, then you can at least make each one a little more unique. But other than that, the only way to make each one unique is to differentiate their colours on the grub and on them themselves. But yeah, loads of lovely detail. You got wood, leaves, vines, antlers there as well, and even a braided ponytail sort of hairpiece there. And we've got their scythe there as well, which looks really cool. Goes nicely with the tree revenants that we had just a few issues ago. So yeah, she'd be a perfect character to help buff those. And she comes with a 32mm base as well. Right, let's take a look through issue 46 and just try figure out what the Branchwych is. Here we go then with our latest issue. So our full contents, we have a page all about the Night Haunts. We have a page focusing on science and sorcery, all to do with the realm of metal. Then we have a story, Nature's Gambit. We got collect, build, paint and play articles, all for our Branchwych. And we have our latest battle plan, the Strangled Blade. Starting off then, we have our Nighthaunt page. So looking at the armies of death in a little more detail, this focuses on the Nighthaunt. So these are disembodied ghosts of dead criminals and wrongdoers. They have been cursed by Nagash to live out an eternity of punishment. So, yeah, not the nicest bunch of guys. They are spectral beings, very hard to destroy with mundane weapons. It takes a lot of power and magic to actually destroy their forms. And yeah, they are very cool models. You can get some really nice paint effects on them as well. So we got a couple of notable units and characters here. So we have Lady Ollander, who is the head of the Nighthaunts. She is one of the Mortarchs of Nagash. At least she's the Mortarch of Grief. But yeah, she was betrayed on her wedding day and is now raised by Nagash to be sort of like he's general in charge of the Nighthaunt forces. Wielding the potent Staff of Midnight, she is accompanied by a couple of Banshee handmaidens who carry extra gifts from Nagash. Beautiful model. I actually have her still left over from Mortal Realms. She's up for sale though. I never got around to painting her. And yeah, she's just been sat in the box. Lovely model, very fragile. She's got lots of thin, intricate details, but she is a beautiful model. We also have Eternal Torment. So, yeah, you are forced, if you are revived as a Nighthaunt, there are those who will continue your punishments, such as the Chain Ghasts, bound by spectral chains that they use as weapons. Yeah, there's also Grimghast Reapers, who will also kill even their own kind if they so deem it worthy. Then we also have To Haunt the Living, so they get a great lot of pleasure out of tormenting living races. Yeah, the Emerald Host personal procession of Lady Ollander will enact retribution on her enemies. And yeah, not, as I said, not the nicest of guys to cross. So, moving on then, we got a new page focusing on the realm of metal. This is of science and sorcery. In Shimon, science and sorcery sit side by side. Constant alchemical changes in the realm produce an abundance of magical power, while the lands are rich with the minerals, metals, and reagents essential for technology. Many wars are waged over the power and resources of the realm. So we see the Kharadron Overlords facing off against a Lord of Change there, Greater Demon of Tzeentch. And yeah, there's a lot of different factions that fight over the realm of metal. There's Orc Wars, there's Followers of Tzeentch, there's Sigmar dedicated harvesters in the form of the Kharadron Overlords. And on the other side, we got a few notable places within Shimon. So, Island of Madralta, we have the Cursed Skies, Cold Iron Anvil, the Rusted Wastes, and Coastal Shard Fortress. Moving on then, we got a brand new story. So, our third story, apparently, looks like it. So this is Nature's Gambit. The Sylvaneth are sworn to protect the natural world, which they value above individual lives. They do not hesitate to take brutal retribution on those who defile their lands or upset the natural order. As the threat of the Gloomspite grows, a unit of true revenants finds itself caught up in a ferocious war against a united enemy. So this sounds like it's a companion piece to our story from the last issue, where we were focused on the goblin side of things. This one now looks more on the Sylvaneth side. And yeah, we've got another 2-page story with lots of beautiful artwork. So we got trees, ancients, dryads, spite revenants there, tree revenants, Kurnoth hunters at the very back there, and a branch witch. So pretty cool, nice story. And yeah, to be continued, so more to come. Moving on then, we're going to start looking at the pages for our branch witch. So, branch witches are potent mages and commanders. They are charged with guarding the sacred soul pod groves in their home glade. In battle, they fight alongside troops of their household and bear the solemn duty of harvesting the lamentiri of those Sylvaneth who fall. So first off, a little bit about the lamentiri. These are the special sort of hearts at the center of any Sylvaneth creature. They're sort of like a seed that will contain and absorb memories of the forebears, so those that came before. They'll, of course, absorb the Sylvaneth's own knowledge and experience, ready for the next wave of Sylvaneth. So yeah, branch witches will use their size to harvest these and plant them back into the soul pod groves so they can create new warriors. Kind of think of it as the AOS equivalent of the gene seed of the Space Marines that's harvested and used to create the next batch of super soldiers. So we've got a home glade table there to roll on. Choose where you come from. Character traits of our particular branch witch. And then we can use the naming chart to give her a name. And some great deeds that they might have achieved in battles. Our build guide, she's a pretty simple model. As it shows, goes together quite easily. Glue the 2 legs to the body, glue the arms to the back of the body, glue the hair in place, glue the support arm for the scythe in place. Glue the 2 parts of the head together, so the actual head and the antlers. Then glue the head down to the neck and glue the scythe arm on to the arms there. And then finally we've got our biter grub, so just glue the 2 parts of the biter grub together and it sort of sits just over her shoulder there. So yeah, pretty cool kit. So moving on then, we've got our paint guide. It's very similar to all our other Sylvaneth, so we're starting with Catachan flesh. Auric flesh then for all the green details, so we've got loads of little vines, the loincloth and the hair. Corax white to base the ethereal blade, and Wraithbone to pick out the belly of the biter grub. Then we're picking out the actual carapace of the biter grub there with corn red and claws of Abaddon black. So as I mentioned earlier, the Mortal Realms premium kit version painted the biter grub with a Corax white, then Cantor blue and Abaddon black for the claws. So that's another way you could do it if you want to have multiples of these running around your army and help identify each one. You could even, if you wanted to, leave the grub off entirely and maybe stick something else in its place. But yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, nice alternate way of painting your biter grubs. Then we're moving on to our shades. So Nuln oil on the carapace and the woodwork on the body. Then we're using a Phonian camera shade on all our green details. The one bit I'm not going to do is the Gryph-hound orange is a little too bright on there. I'd probably leave it the Wraithbone. Or if I do add the colour, I'm going to probably thin it down quite a lot so it's not so overpowering. Gryph Charge Grey for the ethereal blade. Then we're picking out her face and chest with Wraithbone before washing that with Agrax to blend it back into the wood. And yeah, your finished model will look something like that, which looks really nice actually. A little better than the Mortal Realms one. They didn't actually pick out any detail. It was all dryad bark and then dry brushed up later on. But yeah, this one has some nice extra detail picked out with different colours, which helps make the model a little more interesting, I think. Moving on, then we have her rules. So she has a move of 7 inches, a 5+ save, bravery of 7, and 5 wounds. Her scythe has a 2-inch range, 3 attacks, 3+ to hit and wound, -1 rend, and 1 damage. And then the biter grub has snapping mandibles, which are 1-inch range, D3 attacks, 4+ to hit, 3+ to wound, no rend, and 1 damage. She's a wizard, so she can cast and unbind 1 spell in your hero phase. She has a companion in the form of a biter grub. She has the Fury of the Forest rule, so add 1 to hit rolls and wound rolls for melee weapons by this unit while they're within 9 of an overgrown terrain feature or a awakened wildwood. So yeah, nature is very handy. And then she has her Unleash Spites spell, so this is a casting value of 5, range of 9 inches. Roll a number of dice equal to the unmodified casting roll or for each enemy unit within range of the caster. For each 5+, they suffer a mortal wound. So pretty cool. Basically cast on a 5+, so if you roll any number 5 or higher, you roll that many dice again, and each 5+ is a wound to each enemy unit in the 9-inch range, which is pretty nice. So she has Order, Sylvaneth, Noble Spirits, Hero, Wizard, and Branchwych as her keywords. On the page, we got a reference here for Unleash the Spites and also Fury of the Ancients. We got this fountain that's considered overgrown, so she gets her +1 to hit and wound. So she's got Sylvaneth battle traits, and also a little bit here about the companion biter grub as well. So yeah, pretty cool, very handy. Moving on then, we are looking at our latest battle plan, the Strangled Blade. So our Forces of Order is made up of the Branchwych, the Knight Judicator with Gryph-hounds, Ylfari's Guardians. Then we can add either 5 Vindictors or 5 Vigilors, plus 6 Gryph-hounds or 5 Tree Revenants. Personally, I'll go with the Tree Revenants and the Vigilors for some range support there. But yeah, you can pick and choose your own, swap over, replay the mission, of course, and choose different options. Yeah, it's really nice and fun how we get the choices here. Moving on to look at the Alliance of Destruction force, so the Fungoid Cave Shaman, Loon Boss, Marshcrawler Slogoff, 20 Shooters, and 5 Lunar Smasher Fanatics. Then we get to add 10 Gut Rippers or the Beast Skewer Killbow, and 10 Hogwarts Slitters and the Man Skewer Bolt Boys. Very shooty focused, so I'd probably go with the Gut Rippers and the Hogwarts Slitters, just to add a little bit of a close range threat. But that's just me. You could go full shooty and sit back. We've got a very similar deployment to last issue, so this time the Order are in the centre and Destruction are split over the 2 ends. We have 3 objectives this time down the centre line, and we have all 3 battle mats. So victory points are 1 point for each objective you control, if you control at least 1 and 2 or more, and 1 if you control more than the opponent. Special rules, we've got Stranglevines, so charge rolls for Stormcast or Cruel Boys units. If the result of the charge roll is a double, that unit is ensnared and no models will move. So yeah, only the Sylvaneth and the Goblins actually get a benefit of the double. So not ideal if you want to make any charges. That's why I think I'd go for the shooty guys. So the Vigilors to back up the Knight Judicator, and then the Tree Revenants to go with the Branchwych and Ylfari's Guardians. Then Ian and Eve are playing another game here, and this is a couple of turns of the game showing what happens with their choices that they made. Finally then, we are looking into the future. So we got 2 new issues coming up soon. 47 is a good terrain one. We get the Nexus Siphon. We learn about the Disciples of Zinch and the Battlefields of Shaman. I've already seen Palette of Dead. The issue paint guide is really nicely done. Nice mixture of different metals. The only thing I'll probably you can do different is the coloration of the gems and the swirling vortex. You can change depending on the realm that you are setting your battlefields in. Moving on then to issue 48, we got Boing Grot Bounders. So goblins on squigs, pretty fun little unit there. We learn about Alariel, and of course we have a brand new battle plan to fight. So there we have it, short-ish and sweet. It's only a small issue, but yeah, a really fun model to add to our collection, and yeah, I can't wait to build and paint her and add us to my Sylvaneth army. Should be a nice little addition to the force that I've got at the moment. But yeah, we are getting a few more, at least one more Sylvaneth unit in the collection. That is the Spite Revenants. So we'll have another unit there to add to our forces. But yeah, we've got some nice terrain coming up soon as well. And we've also got, of course, more goblin guys. And we are also getting close to the basing issue where we actually base our models finally. So as I've said before, we know what it's going to be. You'll be coating all your bases of character and flesh. I suggest doing the entire base, including the rim. Then you get to apply your Agrellan Badland paint, let that dry and crack. Then we wash that with Agrax Earthshade before dry brushing it with Wraithbone, and then we tidy up the base rim with Catachan Flesh. So yeah, pretty cool and really nice actually basing guide. If you have your own particular base guide, it's not going to be for everyone, but yeah, it's going to be pretty cool, I think, for the collection. Having everything matching together is going to really make it look like a collective and combined force. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on and building my Sylvaneth. I plan to pick up a couple of extra issues of 49, I think, which is the Spite Revenants. So I've got some extras to bulk out the units. And yeah, might even pick up an extra Branchwych at some point as well, just to have her sending out little biter grubs in all different directions. That's actually given me an idea for a conversion I could do. I still have some grubs and stuff left over from the Dryker I built and painted back along. I could stick those on the end of the scythe or something and have them flying out and attacking. That would be pretty cool, I think. Pattern pending, don't steal that idea. No, yeah, feel free. If you want to do that to your models, go ahead. It's a nice little conversion you could do to help, again, differentiate each one if you have multiples. Alright, I think I've rabbled on long enough. I think this might be the first model I'll build for my Sylvaneth. Something I can practice my paint method on at least. And yeah, right. Thank you all then very much for watching. Drop me a comment down below. Have you done any cool conversions on Sylvaneth models using the extra spites and insects that we get in various kits? Let me know what you've done in the comment section down below. We'll have a good natter. If you want any hobby tips, of course, drop me a comment down below and I will get back to you. Yeah, all what's left to say is thank you again for watching. Stay safe, and until next time, happy hobbying. Goodbye.